Use of unnecessary violence in the apprehension of the Blues Brothers has been approved.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Kill James Bond. I am November Kelly. I am joined, as always, by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Hello, listeners.
Cowabunga!
Yes, good vibes.
How are we doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I love this movie. This is an all-time favorite, and I assume we all feel that way about the Blues Brothers.
No, listeners, I'm afraid that
We all feel
I am the villain of this episode. Again, making a habit of this. Apparently, I'm the villain. I'm taking my big ship and I'm crashing it into November and Devon. Because this is the Blues Brothers, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Here's the thing, right? Obviously, we're going to spend about an hour and a half just yelling at you, screaming. Yeah. All the comments are going to be that as well.
Yeah.
I think that what this bespeaks, right, is a kind of it's an alignment thing, right? Like, not to get too like crystals about this, but sometimes when I'm watching a movie for work and I'm not feeling it, it's like it's because I didn't do my little kind of like pre-movie ritual, you know?
Like
I didn't
cleanse,
draw all of the blinds. I didn't put some incense on. I didn't think, here laughing feels good or whatever the thing is. And so it throws me off. And so maybe what it was is just you weren't just aligned with the Blues Brothers because there's something wrong with you.
Maybe, but I mean, I liked parts of it. There are individual moments and scenes that I like, but I think it's less than the sum of its parts. I think it has major problems with editing, with scene-to-scene editing. I think the pacing is atrocious. I think it's like it didn't make me laugh other than like twice. It's just not very funny. Yeah, I'm sorry. It just as a film, it doesn't work. As a series of disconnected TikToks and musical numbers that you can watch on your phone, great. But as a 2-hour, 45-minute cinematic experience, I'm sorry, I think it fails.
Well, so one of the things is, sorry, Devon, if you had something.
Oh, I was just going to say, the thing is I am, as is typical, about halfway between the two of you. Because I was, as you say, aligned. I was energetically in the right place to receive what the Blues Brothers was putting out. But at the same time, this seems like a real, like, joyful celebration of a culture that I don't know a fucking thing about. So like there's a bunch of things that are on the screen and you're supposed to understand them completely and like read a whole bunch into this, and I just don't. I don't know what's going on. Some scenes drag a little because I'm like, why are you spending all this time with this person that I don't know about? And it turns out that they're unimaginably famous. And I'm like, okay, that actually makes more sense now. Like,
The Blues Brothers is a film that I think you're meant to have seen for the first time at an impressionable age. And when you see it, okay, maybe you don't know who everyone is, but then you go and look it up and it decides your musical taste for the rest of your life, right? I think it's also a thing.
You're like, that's Ray Charles.
Yeah, exactly. Bam. Also, we in this country, we've had Saturday Night Live, the American like comedy show, for a year, whereas Americans have been dealing with it for thousands of years, and so they're used to overgrown Saturday Night Live bits, which this is, and so we don't have the kind of natural immunity to it.
Yeah,
I always get very confused at those.
I had to go and look this up. So I know who Dan Aykroyd is, but there's Dan Aykroyd and this other comedian, John Belushi. John Belushi.
History's greatest Albanian.
Okay. They have these two characters from the show Saturday Night Live, which I've never seen. The characters are called the Blues Brothers. They're in a band. That appears to be the extent of their entire characterization, and indeed the characterizations get even flatter 10 minutes into this movie. But also they were in a band in real life. They are sincere musicians, and I think the love of music and musicianry comes from a sincere place, which is one of the things I like about the movie. But they were in a real band.
The music is sincere.
Yeah,
it is a great movie about being a like touring musician, I think. Also, I think you're right in that there is a sort of arc that happens to a lot of comedians where every so often, right, they go, I want to be in a movie that makes me seem like the coolest motherfucker on earth. And usually they're on a lot of cocaine at that point. Often it works in some of their like special interests. It would be a bit like if I, became overnight like 10 times more successful, 100 times more successful, and I started doing coke and
50 podcasts, 500 podcasts,
and I started doing a lot of coke.
Polycule the size of whales.
Yeah, and then a few years later I was like, and I want to do a cop show, right? It's like you get to do these kind of vanity projects, and in the sort of film industry of this time, which was what, like 1981, I want to say, like if you were bankable like that, then to an extent they would kind of let you do that. Now, I think this is a very bloated film. I think it is a kind of like ego project in that way.
Yes. Yeah.
One of the reasons why I think I like it is that I think it's crazy work to take a wind up like that on, I'm on a lot of coke and I want to do the movie about how cool I am and have it work, which for me it mostly does.
The thing is, though, it has to work. And the film, I'm all for doing a vanity project. I'm also doing a vanity project that has your special interest in. But it has to work as a film. And I'm sorry, this just doesn't.
It is a titan of the what if there was an awesome guy genre of movies. It's like, cool. What if there was a guy that was just cool? And you're like, okay.
They give Anton Chigurh a less imposing opening than Jake Blues in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, if you're in the space, that's fantastic. I should probably, hey, if you're American and you love the fuck out of this movie, this is going to be 2 out of 3. English people misunderstanding, not comprehending, like confused, scared at the things that you guys would take for granted. You will be so angry listening to
I think it's going to be 3 out of 3 English people not understanding and being scared. But at least you two liked it.
We didn't get a Chinese guy on for The Wandering Earth. We're not getting a Yank on for this. We can take a look at it. We can figure this shit out. These guys made music, I hear.
Beloved American listener, just know that I am on your side. Please give me $1 million Trump golden visa. So we are in prison, right? We are in Illinois prison.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Are we actually, or is the opening shot of this movie about 2 or 3 minutes of the Chicago skyline looking like Mordor? Because that is the opening image of this movie.
Okay, yeah, this is also this is a Chicago movie for sure. This is definitely a movie that jacks off about Chicago.
Can either of you tell me why those shots are there?
No, it's because Chicago.
Oh, it's because they needed something to like fill the opening and to tell you that we're in Chicago.
Yeah, this is also a point we should raise up really early on, is that you watched the extended edition, which was extra long,
15 minutes longer. Yeah.
Now, the version I watched overstayed its welcome somewhat. The movie you watched is like downfall
Taking
length.
The piss.
For the Blues Brothers, you know.
I will say I've consumed the Vanity Fair oral history of the making of the Blues Brothers. And one of the reasons why it's like this is because Dan Aykroyd wrote the script, and Dan Aykroyd had never written a script before. And so what he delivered was 236 pages bound in a phone book cover, which contained a lot of kind of perorations, a lot of sort of diversions into his own interests. And so John Landis, who directed this, was forced to like lock himself in a room with this treatment functionally and pare down like 90% of it, while Dan Aykroyd was calling him going, hey, don't cut this one scene, forcing John Landis to go, I will not cut this scene, knowing he would shoot it and then cut it.
Sometimes you got to cut scenes.
They should have cut.
Sometimes you got to lie to the people.
Should have cut more scenes.
Should have trimmed down like half of these scenes by half.
But so this guy's getting out of prison, right? And we're giving him the like, oh, this guy's cool and dangerous edit. Notably when he gets, like, he's gonna sign the receipt to get his property back to get out of prison, and he's got a tattoo, finger tattoos on one hand that says Jake, riffing on Robert Mitchum's love and hate tattoos in Night of the Hunter. This is where we do a scene that Austin Powers ripped off.
Yes, where they're just listing out the things that this guy put in, and it's just like unused condom beat, used condom.
Yeah.
Good.
It's
Good
like
stuff.
two things we know about this guy is that he's broke, but he fucks, right?
Yeah.
And he's got this cool black suit and sunglasses and black hat.
He's picked up by outside the prison
digital watch.
by his identically dressed brother Elwood Blues, played by Dan Aykroyd, who is also driving a cop car. And this whole thing is shot with like such a huge build up and heroic reveals of Jake Blues' face, which is extremely funny because I have no clue who these fucking characters are at all.
To me, this
it's like
kind
shot
of works,
like the Avengers,
right?
and I'm like, what is happening? Like,
if you kind of like make that claim, right? If you're kind of bold enough to be like, yeah, this is hugely important and canonical, then sometimes if I'm aligned with it, I will get on board with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. At this stage in the proceedings, all that I have seen, I'm sitting down tabula rasa to watch this fucking movie. All I've seen is this is the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fine.
That's
I believe you,
Sure.
right? I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Hit me. And I like this. It's great fun. Elwood has got an ex-cop car with the David Bowie Black Star on the side of it.
He does. He's also got Elwood finger tattoos, which means that they go Elwo and then OD.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's
you would hate to see him from the Elwo side, unless you were John Belushi, in which case you would hate to see him from the OD side.
yeah.
But it's
You can always get joke knuckle tats. It's fine.
It's
It
true.
won't impact your quality of life. It won't
Your
impact
career?
your employment
No,
at all. You
absolutely
can get your
not.
pronouns tattooed on your knuckles. And it's fine.
It's literally fine.
They'll let you be a teacher.
Just about.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But so now, having hyped up the Blues Brothers, Jake and Elwood, we have to hype up the car, which is a like obviously piece of shit like ex-cop car. And Elwood has sold their regular car for a microphone. He's sold their Cadillac, and so they're left with this awful ex-cop car that he got at auction because cop cars get beaten to shit and then sold for cheap. And Jake is not convinced of this. And again, if you're along for the ride of this, you're like, yes, I will absolutely die for the integrity of the Bluesmobile. This is important to me.
Certainly.
I understand, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you're setting up early on. The car might be a piece of shit.
Okay.
Fine. Perfect. And they talk about a previous Bluesmobile that they had that was a Cadillac that got stolen or sold or something.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, sold it for the microphone.
The specter of the old Bluesmobile hangs over us all.
But Dan Aykroyd is like, this one is tough, and to prove that it's tough, he jumps a bridge with it, and it lands. And this is where they make the same joke that they make throughout the entire movie, which is just like the Blues Brothers are both very phlegmatic. Crazy things will happen, like explosions, or they'll jump a bridge or something, and they'll both just be like, "Hey, all right, cool." They're unflappable.
Car's got a lot of pickup. Yes.
And
Yeah,
if you're in Illinois, bridges raise. It's a raised bridge kind of state, you know?
This is part of the essence of coolness. This is what it means, you know, is to not react to things. This movie does have something to say about masculinity.
Sure.
And the other thing is, but at the end of the day, they had to jump that car.
Yeah.
Like, they
Yes.
had to film a car
They filmed
jumping.
that, yeah.
Because they hadn't invented computers yet.
Yeah.
It was 1980.
Yeah.
They like hadn't got rid. It's like dot matrix shit. They needed to jump a car to do this, and they do that. There's a bunch of stunts throughout this movie that they just genuinely commit to whole hog.
Yeah. I do like that they filmed the car stunts by like putting it on a
legitimacy,
car and filming it, which I did like.
Yeah. You'll notice that they don't do a slide whistle like James
No.
Bond does.
Yeah.
They just let the thing jump.
And again, it has this kind of self-mythologizing quality where it's like lots of very obviously Dan Aykroyd lines that Dan Aykroyd gives to himself, where he's like, you know, it's got a cop motor, it's got cop shocks, it was built before catalytic converter, so it runs good on regular gasoline. And it's hitting some of the same stuff as Fury Road for me there, where I'm like, yeah, I don't know or care what any of that means, but I'm hyped. It's provocative.
Okay. Well, I'm glad one of us
Like,
was.
this guy knows his car.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they go to the Catholic orphanage where they grew up, which is run by nuns. Because apparently Jake promised he'd go and visit the Mother Superior on the day he got out of prison, who Dan Aykroyd refers to as the Penguin, which is quite fun.
Yeah,
that is funny.
Yeah.
So terrifyingly
Go see the
abusive
Penguin.
nuns for comic relief is something that you, I guess, couldn't and shouldn't make now. But I will say that my mum's generation of Catholics, who were the ones getting the shit kicked out of them by the nuns, loved that shit. Like, absolutely hysterical to them to be like, yeah, the deal with a nun is that they like kick the shit out of you. And so she does, this terrifying nun. The deal is the orphanage is short $5,000 on taxes. And if they don't get $5,000 to the Cook County Assessor's office in a few days, then they're gonna shut down the orphanage.
Yeah, they are. And also the Mother Superior is explicitly like, you can't steal it. I know that you guys are like small-time crooks and wheeler dealers, but you gotta like no stolen money. I don't want your stolen money. I want to make it legit if you're gonna do it. Like, oh shit, okay.
You have to make legit money.
Yeah.
And then we have a long bit where they are they're saying Jesus Christ and then getting hit, and then when they get hit they go Jesus Christ and they get hit again. And long bit. None of it's funny.
Well,
there's a funny there's like, this is the problem I have with Saturday Night Live, is there is a funny nugget there. There is a core humor to it that is just so lengthened, and it just
milked
it just kills it to me.
That's the kind of rhythm of it, and like I say, that's what Americans were used to, and that's the kind of rhythm that Americans expected out of their sketch comedy in the 70s and 80s. Was you take a sort of like kind of funny concept and you get some lines out of it, and then you kind of drag it out a bit. Also, this movie was kind of a nightmare to make as well.
Yeah, but Jake falls down the stairs, and they film Jake falling down the stairs legitimately. Like again, it's a practical stunt.
Yeah,
like everyone showed up to this. They have put a lot of effort into making this movie that just doesn't quite.
Yeah, so I say less than some of its parts, but they also meet their buddy Curtis, who is also dressed identical to them. Cab Calloway. Yes.
Cab fucking Calloway.
Yeah.
The guy who like clearly like raised them and gave them this sense of style and the blues, right?
He's also facing destitution, and he's like, you gotta redeem yourselves. You gotta get right with God. Go to church.
Yeah,
destitution in an explicitly racialized way, by the way.
Yes, very true. We see that Jake doesn't want to go to church. He's like, whatever, it's all bullshit. And then it's Elwood who's like, no, come on, we gotta go. We gotta get redemption.
They're going to a specific kind of a church.
They do, a Baptist church.
They're going to visit a guy called Reverend Cleophas James.
Yeah, it's like a little. It's like an AME church, or something of that sort. And. The minister there is, and I really wish I had the drops back because I would pull out the you just killed James Brown thing.
Yeah. It's James Brown.
You just killed James Brown.
It's James Brown.
Yeah.
That's James Brown. Yeah. So again, if you're looking for the answers to the question, why does this fucking scene go on for so long? It's because they got James Brown in to do it, and they needed to give him a whole scene.
Yeah, you can't edit. You can't edit.
That will be a major issue.
I like this. This is the scene where I'm like, okay, we're getting started here, because they do this like big song and dance number. It's really beautifully choreographed. It's really nice. The dancing is great. James Brown, obviously, fantastic performer. And in the course of this sequence, Jake is hit by a ray of light from heaven and realizes, oh shit, he has this like come to Jesus memory. He's like, we got to get our old band back together. That's how we're going to raise the money. And so they sing and they dance.
Yes.
Yeah, the spirit moves Jake. Concerningly, I guess, maybe suggesting sort of a Calvinist theology, Elwood is not in the elect because his brother is getting sort of direct visions from God, and he is sort of none the wiser. But yeah, we got to put the band back together, the movie that invented that.
Yeah. And at this point, listeners, I'm like, okay, I'm on board. We're watching a musical. There's going to be like song and dance, which like teach us something about the characters. But no, the next song isn't for almost an hour, and it like doesn't really tell us anything about any of the major characters. And indeed, most of the rest of the songs in this movie tell us nothing about the characters or the story. This is the only one that does.
We need to aura farm. That's way more important.
Which contributes to my thesis that this film is best experienced as a series of clips on YouTube, with most of it cut out.
Again, it's sort of what Saturday Night Live has, was in a way, is like thing that you're half watching. So,
it's a movie best experienced on while you're doing
like
things.
At Christmas,
that's
while you're doing something else. Yeah,
exactly. This would hit at Christmas, absolutely. Fuck yes.
But as they're driving along, they get pulled over by two state troopers who run Elwood's license and find that he has 116 parking violations and 56 moving ones and a suspended license. And they're like, Oh
Yeah, this is pretty
shit!
good.
Cheese it. So they cheese it.
They run this license and the computer's blasting up like, just kill this motherfucker right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Impound
Take this
the
man's
car,
life.
take this guy's life. Yeah. And so
take him off the board.
And so they run, and the second you see this like old sort of boat-sized American cop car sliding across 2 lanes of traffic, I'm like, this is magical.
We
I'm
do
having
get
the time of
the
my
car
life.
chase is
I
really
love
fucking
seeing
sick. They do it
the
for
car
real.
chase.
They have this massive fucking car chase through a mall, and they absolutely destroy it. Like Dan Aykroyd rips through Toys R Us faster than Bain Capital, and he like absolutely annihilates the place. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's a joke for
they
the.
take a
It's a
detour.
joke for the Mitt Romney private equity heads out there. Yeah.
What's interesting is that this sort of chase scene has the Sam and Dave song "Hold On, I'm Coming" under it, but really quietly.
Oh, do you want us to pause the podcast? Oh, that was the name of the song. Okay.
And yeah, it happens with about that much fanfare these days. But no, if you compare this to like Baby Driver, right, where you would build the whole scene around that, and you would do all of the
You
cuts
do the
to
beats, yeah. Like
it.
instead, it's just playing.
Yeah, this is I think Dan Aykroyd tipping his hand a little bit as like a legit like kind of music artist and like rhythm and blues enthusiast here, being like, here's a really good song that's going to underpin the thing, but I don't really know how to use it, right? John Landis either. It's sort of like when in the early Bond themes they would blast the Bond theme while he was unpacking his suitcase, you know, or it's like you've got this kind of like really good music. We have no idea where it should go compositionally, so it's just here.
Just like we got a space, put it in here, you know.
Yeah. You're meant to get that song stuck in your head and go and look it up later, is the deal.
Yeah.
Because you're watching this when you're like young enough that you will bother to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is supposed to be the first time you've heard most of the songs in this, for sure.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're also just, they're quipping a lot as they drive through this mall. They're not really like quipping so much as like making sarcastic jabs, because there's no like irony about it. They're just sincerely like this. They're just like commenting about like, oh, there's a JCPenney's, or like there's a Claire's accessories or whatever. Just like, oh, you've got everything
Jake
in
and
here.
Elwood behold some American objects. It's quite dry. I think the thing is that I think a lot of the comedy comes from the cops here, who are like guys who look like your dad in goofy hats sliding the biggest car you've ever seen around a corner into like a sort of market stall. That's funny. Also, I hate to say this, but I have a criticism of Al-Qaeda, right, and like ISIS.
Okay, hit me.
I know this might be difficult for some of us.
It'll take a minute for you to convince me if they've done anything wrong, but we'll see.
But like, I think the thing with ISIS is that vehicular ramming attacks, right, have taken all the fun out of car chases.
Yeah, and it's not the only time in this movie that I thought that, actually.
Because now the optics of this car is like barreling through. Because back in the day, right, a massive car or truck or whatever barrels towards you. You get out of the way. That's the movies. That's a good time for everyone.
They're hitting the horn over and over. They're going like, I know I'm driving through the town square. Get out of my way. Like,
and that can be funny, as it is like just be in this film.
Whereas now you see the car coming towards you and it's like, oh, that's gonna hit me, and then a guy's gonna get out and like chef me up with an Argos fucking Santoku. It's not good anymore.
Yeah, like that's ISIS, or that's some like divorced guy who's got roid rage and used to be in the Marines and is now like traumatized and killing people.
Exactly.
I mean, and here's the other thing: like these cars in this movie, if they hit you, you'd go onto the bonnet and over and on. Like modern cars, they're like 10 feet tall. I'm going under those things. If I get hit by an average Yank tank, Dodge Ram, you know, it's happening for me.
And like these aren't really like, these are still big American cars, but like in a way that you're going over the top, like Jackie Chan's stunt double. You're having a good time.
If you get hit by one of these cars, it's like funny. It's not like a tragedy.
It's not tragic.
It's like being hit by a bouncy castle.
Exactly.
I think we need to say this, right? There are a few things that need to change in car design, right? One, we should bring back some whimsy, right? Like
factually, there should be like piping the whole way down.
A little bit of differentiation, a little bit of brand positioning, but also it should be fun to get hit by them, and it isn't now. And that's a real shame.
I mean, I think it should be fun to let the car hit me is also the theme of Titan.
Yeah, that's true.
So
check out our Patreon right now and you can listen to a Titan episode. A different movie than this one.
where a woman fucks a car.
Very totally different movie.
Of these two cops who have pulled them over, we see that one of them is undergoing xenogatification.
Yes, he is. He is.
I wrote that down as well. Trooper Mount has begun his xenogatification. He's like, I'm going to get those Blues Brothers, even if it kills me.
The last thing I do.
If it's the last
Fantastic.
thing I do.
I love a cop vow of revenge.
And then Carrie Fisher pulls up into the movie.
It's Carrie Fisher.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hi, Carrie Fisher.
Wow.
And as the Blues Brothers are walking into this like seedy motel, she aims a rocket launcher at them.
Yeah,
The rocket
Blows it
launcher
up.
having a sniper scope on it,
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
And then I've been instructed to read this verbatim. I don't get it, but I'm told it will make Zoomers laugh. Rest in peace, my Carrie. She missed 4 shots with a bazooka. No clue.
Not
Okay.
100% sure either.
Enjoy
hey,
that if that does something for
let
you.
me know if that's
But no,
funny.
She shoots at them with the rocket launcher, blows up the entire like facade of the building, and again, because the joke is that they're cool, they do not react to this. They pick themselves up out of the rubble.
They get out, they brush it off. Yeah,
Good,
I like-
funny.
fine.
And it emerges that Elwood has been living in this shithole motel. It's not very
Yeah.
glamorous.
One of the
but-
lines of the movie, because it's right by the elevated train tracks, and Belushi and Jake asks him, "How often does the train go by?" "So often you won't even notice it." I stayed in a hotel like this once, in Fenchurch Street in London, where it's like, oh, the tube like shakes the entire building. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes the price of living in society is the tube shakes your building.
It's humble, but it's home. They're together. And they also have music.
Small.
We get a shot of Dan Aykroyd putting on a record, and we have like a dedicated shot and setup of the hand, the record, and the record needle. It's one of the things I like about this movie is that it keeps inserting these shots of like the physical business of making music, whether it's a record or an instrument or like a mouth organ or hands playing a keyboard. And I think this movie does sincerely love music and music as a physical product that human beings make together. And I think that does make it an interesting contrast to Baby Driver as well, where the music is like all on an iPod, it's all digital, and it's just kind of background for you to do the epic shit. This movie like does sincerely love music and musicians, and that I do like about it.
I also had that, and what I had as well was something similar, which is that Baby Driver really takes the position that liking music is kind of a niche interest, which gets kind of ridiculous. Whereas this movie is all in on the idea that music brings everybody together.
Yeah,
right.
In particular,
Which
working class people, like black people, white people. Like it's a nice. It's nice. I like that about it.
Yeah, it's something that could be corny. It sometimes is even, but like I still like it. But so they're gonna put the band back together, and they've got some leads on where all of these just real actual musicians that they're gonna use.
Yeah. All of these guys are real musicians. That's something that you gotta know to understand why they spend so long on this.
I didn't know that, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher does come back in the morning and blows up the entire building. But
they've got some cops coming by.
Yeah, cops being led by Guy. We love to see John Candy,
baby.
Hey,
Fuck yeah!
Always happy to see him
Burton
in a movie.
Mercer doesn't get enough to do, but hey, it's happy. I'm just glad to see him.
Yeah, glad he's getting work.
Plane trains.
He's a good time. But so they go to the next location, which is the last address of 2 of their bands.
At this point, we spend conservatively 5,000 years on scenes where they walk into a place and go, "Is the musician here? No, he's not here." And then they leave, and then they go to the next place. And it's like there's like 4 or 5 scenes in a row here that you could have just cut. You just said 15 minutes, and they're not funny at all, and they're just a waste of my time.
I'm charmed by these. I mean, it's not a waste of your time because you're getting paid to be here, but
okay, yeah, have fun.
That's very specific. We're talking. It's the waste of the audience's time.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Well, we don't care about them. Jesus.
Yeah.
I think we
do.
just.
We're
Well,
a
no, I
consumer
said it should be
podcast.
funny to hit them with cars earlier. I don't know that we're taking that much of a sort of look out of their welfare.
It should be a little bit funny to hit them with cars.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of scenes of them like going and meeting musicians and being like, "Do you want to get back in the band?" There's a bit where they've given their address as the Fenchurch.
Wrigley Field?
Wrigley Field. That's the
Yeah.
home of the Cubs, home of the Bears, home of the Birds.
Sure, home of somebody.
What are you guys? Birds.
If
What, someone in Chicago?
eventually they track some of the band members down to a shitty like Holiday Inn
There's
where they're
some kind of
playing in a
animal in the
lounge,
stadium.
and nobody cares a shit about them, right? And so they're like, hey, we're getting the band back together, and they're like, well, maybe, but like some of the other guys are in top cushy jobs now. They're not going to come back. And it's like, well, we'll see. They might.
Yeah, direct quote read out loud by Tom Malone, who is a musician first and an actor second, and you can tell, who goes, well, we'll never get that fat sound again, not without more horns, and you'll never get Mr. Fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Evocative line to give me.
I kind of love that all of
I
them,
want to see
all
Mr.
of the
Fabulous.
musicians are bad actors, but Mr. Fabulous is the maitre d' at a fancy restaurant, which is now going to be subject of an SNL skit because,
But not
Oh, really?
a good one.
Yeah, because I was going to say, my notes, in fact, directly say none of this is funny.
Yeah, I agree with you about this one.
None of this is funny at all.
I'm fighting for my fucking life here. I had a good time with this.
No, I had a fine time. But I also noticed that one of these made a this is Pee Wee Herman, and then he doesn't do anything.
No,
It's
they
just
give
like,
Pee Wee
am I just
Herman one
supposed to
line.
see
Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
Like, make these people do something.
He wasn't even like famous yet. I don't think really.
Yeah.
But the guy is the Mr. Fabulous, as they say, Mr. Fabulous, because you're led to believe that he might be a musician, but he isn't. He's a waiter at this restaurant, and the Blues Brothers go in and begin doing bits.
You know,
They
like
embarrass
getting them
him
to
by
pour
being uncouth.
champagne into the wrong kind of glass. You know, they're being uncouth.
They're upsetting the
eating
other guests.
Yeah, they do
prawn.
the restaurant scene from Bicycle Thieves to him.
Yeah.
As exemplified by John
So
Belushi
ridiculous.
turning around and beneath these huge sunglasses, just leaning into the next table as sort of horrified bourgeois and going, "I want to buy your women," which is great.
I had fun
Big
with that.
fan.
Is
Yeah.
it? Is it? I did
I
not
think
laugh.
so. Listen, you can no sell anything,
I
but
did not laugh for the first 90 minutes of this movie. Like,
well, I don't know. It sounds like a personal problem.
none of this was
You gotta buy some
fine.
like candles or something.
I think it's an energy issue. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
get some like I don't know, like crystals or
If you had more crystals, that's the thing. Yeah.
but
yeah.
also I was still mad from like all the scenes before the Holiday Inn where they just walked into a place and said, "Are they here?" and then left, and I was like, "What are you doing? Where are we going with this, man?" Like, yeah.
we are
whatever.
we are 40 minutes into the movie and nothing has like happened.
Yeah.
But
I do like that there's a kind of musician's honor that means that this guy can't call the cops on them because like
Yeah.
Jake is on parole. So police abolition means John Belushi has to offer to like buy people's children, and
Sure,
that's
okay.
just politics.
Well, we see what the cops
Nazis.
are up to in the next scene because Nazis, like uniformed swastika Nazis in Illinois,
Nazis
are holding a rally, being defended by the cops, and being fiercely protested by people who would now be classified and imprisoned as domestic terrorists.
If we had the drops, back, we
I
could
know,
get
I
this
know.
Nazi saying very clearly,
White women.
I fixed my mixer! I figured it out!
Yay!
We've got him back, baby!
Yay!
Yeah.
White women!
So these
women.
guys, these
White lady.
Nazis, white lady, these Nazis, they're blocking the bridge, and we see that the cops are also unenthused about this, which is crazy work, right? But the cops are
Yeah,
like,
right.
I guess they got their like permit to protest or whatever.
Yeah,
And
Supreme Court said they could do it, so
Free
I guess.
speech or whatever. I guess we still have
everybody
that right now.
hates them. Everybody's screaming at them.
Mhm.
Even the cops think they're losers. They've got their like AMC, their like loser family car parked on the bridge as well.
Mhm.
The
I mean,
AMCs
you
which
can hear
made-
the yelling in the background of
White women.
like everyone is launching in on these guys. There's like 10 of them maximum as well.
Mhm.
Those AMCs being comedy loser cars is also a bit in Live and Let Die, I want to say.
Yeah,
At
and Cars
least-
too.
Yeah,
Sure,
crazy.
sure. Yeah, nobody's fucking
Yeah.
knows.
The
No,
Blues
like
Brothers join Antifa.
Graham and Pace, they're like the Winton Kid in that
But
movie.
again, this reads very different now because the Blues Brothers just drive a car at a crowd of Nazis, admittedly. But it just reads very, very different now. that people
But actually,
do that.
vehicular ramming attacks
Based
have
on
really
that.
kind of
Yeah.
changed the game on this because in this case, it's not intended to be like you should do the sort of like vehicular ramming attacks on Nazis. This is we're going to make them fall out of the way into the river where they'll get
They'll be
wet,
humiliated.
which is funny.
And then they're gonna, I'm gonna get those Blues Brothers, and you can see the movie kind of winding up for the big action climax, which is going to be all the enemies they've made will join and be chasing them at the end, right? Which
Yeah. It is kind of crazy that, admittedly, this is 1981, right? Like nothing good was happening, but like it is crazy that the people who run like the federal government and the tech industry just believe the things that these like comedy Nazis believe.
White
just openly.
women.
No sort of consequences.
These 10
to that.
motherfuckers on the joke small bridge, they won. They actually run the
They're
world.
in the cabinet now.
Well, there you go. Yeah, one of them's a trillionaire now.
We all fucked up so bad that these guys who are like an object of fun have like nuclear weapons. So that's cool.
The blocking on the shot of all the Nazis in the river, though, is genuinely incredible. Like, there's so many in the river, and none of their faces are obscured by each other. It's I don't know. It's a masterpiece, weirdly. Anyway.
At this point, we go to a diner, and that diner is run by Aretha fucking Franklin.
Aretha Franklin.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Aretha Franklin. That's why we spend so long here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We get some question mark comedy in which the Blues Brothers order weird things on the menu.
Yeah, Elwood orders toasted white bread with nothing on it, and
Jake orders 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
4 whole fried chickens.
Yeah, listen, comedy is when there's 2 guys and one of them's big and one of them's small. I don't know what to tell you.
That's a pretty basic. Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's waiting for Godot. That's, tell it to Samuel Beckett.
But then the chef recognizes their order. He's like, that must be the Blues Brothers.
That's the
chef,
Blues
Guitar
Brothers.
Matt Murphy.
Yeah.
And we see that he has one of their saxophonists as well as his sort of kitchen boy motor.
Yeah, they've got a Devon in that for some reason. I don't know.
It's also really funny for your nickname to be the instrument that you play. It would be like calling you like Microphone November Kelly.
I mean, we could start, I guess. Like, I'm always amenable to a nickname so long as it's flattering.
November Mike Kelly? No, that sounds like
Mike
a dead name.
Kelly, Mike Thorne, and Mike Devon. It's not good.
Already picked a NATO phonetic alphabet letter. I'm not doing another one. There can't be neighbors as well. November Mike is just
Mike November's quite funny though.
November's Oscar Mike.
But so we get a huge Aretha Franklin song.
We do. Which the number of which is "Don't Leave Me and Go and Play Music with the Blues Brothers."
Yeah, and which he ignores.
Which
to
the punchline is he goes
comedy effect.
No.
Yeah. I think the thing is, I'm not gonna say you're both racist, right? But
look, I know that this is a fundamentally black art form that I know nothing about, but it is an art form I know nothing about. I feel bad just doing this.
It's important to me how much this movie loves black people and black music.
No, I love all of this.
That's
I just
fantastic.
don't get it. Like, I don't physically have the musical reference it's making.
My problem is that it's been an hour since the last musical number. So suddenly I'm like, oh, okay, we're back in musical land. And also, the obvious conclusion to this scene narratively is the Blues Brothers should say to both of them, oh, Matt Guitar Murphy, we want you and your boy motor saxophonist, and also random waitress who happens to be Aretha Franklin, why don't you come with us too? Like, that would be, and then it's like music is for everyone and you're bringing everyone together. Like, that's the obvious story beat here. But instead they're just like, no, okay, we'll leave you behind. And then she's in one more shot of the movie later on. It's just like, what are you doing? What's the fucking story here?
Well, they had Aretha Franklin for one scene, I think, is the reason why.
Then don't write it like that.
But it's like, I wouldn't do this with her if you only had her.
I keep being like, this movie is written badly. And you guys keep being like, there's a reason the movie's written badly. And I'm like, I don't doubt it, but it's still written badly.
We then cut to average trans woman year 2026 because Carrie Fisher is busy reading
she's
field manuals for how to use a flamethrower with her like lit cigarette in her hand. She's so fucking hot.
Cool.
It's crazy.
That's great. Do love that. I love C. Carrie Fisher.
Sure.
they go to a music shop to pick up the instruments for their
band.
band.
Yeah.
And
Ray's
the
Music
music shop's
Emporium.
owner is
It's Ray Charles.
Ray
Ray
fucking
Charles.
Charles.
I
Like,
don't, like,
now I do know who this motherfucker is. I will get out ahead of this. I know this guy. It's Ray Charles.
We were speaking in our group chat about this movie, and I was yelling about how good it was. And a friend of the show, co-worker of the Me, Matthew Lubchansky, also joined me in screaming at both of you about how good this movie is. So I have pledged to scream at you both on Matthew's behalf. That the joke where Ray Charles, well, like a young kid creeps into the music store, tries to steal a guitar, and Ray Charles brackets blind in case you were living under a rock, like shoots perfectly next to the guitar and deadpans breaks my heart to see a kid that young go bad. That
was really funny. That was one of the jokes.
But they're like, "Oh, Ray Charles, can you give us a demonstration of this piano?" And he sings,
really dissecting the frog here. Jesus.
He sings.
I had a grin on my face the whole time I watched this movie, and it's just like, yeah, he plays the white keys and the black keys of the piano. It's true. You can, if you describe anything literally enough, it can stop being funny. Sure.
Yeah. Well, so he gives this. He does this big musical number, but my point is, it doesn't advance the story. It tells us nothing about the character. This character never comes back. And also, we had like between musical number 1 and musical number 2, we had an hour. Between musical number 2 and 3, we have like 5 minutes. So I'm like, the pacing is fucking shocking. What you should have done is about 15 to 20 minutes after the James Brown scene, you take this Ray Charles scene out of this point in the movie, you bring it forward so they get the instruments before they get the rest of the band. Like, this is a cool sequence, but it's completely pointless and you should have cut it.
Who plays the instruments?
Yeah.
They just play the instruments. I mean,
They do.
It's fine. But all it tells us is we can get Ray Charles. And isn't Ray Charles a good musician? And I agree with both of those points,
that's
blanket.
all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
I also, as far as it progressing anything, right, it does get the entire neighborhood dancing, which is putting another sort of tentpole down in the everybody loves music and dancing.
Brothers.
Cool.
Fire this scene into space as the permanent record of humanity is my note here. So
yeah, but don't include the rest of the movie with it. But unfortunately, I had to watch it along with the rest of the movie.
Well, they take the band, and Jake is going to get them.
They got the band, they got the instruments, but they need a gig.
Yeah.
One of the cars has like the fucking Murphy whatever band written on it, and they've like crossed it out with spray paint, written the Blues Brothers band on it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher's still hunting them.
Yeah, she tries to kill them with a flamethrower while they're in a phone booth next to a thing full of propane. Once again, they no sell it, and they get a gig, right? This does also feature Dan Aykroyd saying the phrase "Who you gonna call?" fully 4 years before Ghostbusters came out, which is kind of funny conceptually.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Just coincidence.
It's like, say that again.
Yeah. Wait a second. I've got an idea for a good movie.
Seeing him getting the idea, But so the deal here is that Jake has booked them in extremis. Has booked them a gig in America B.
He hasn't even booked it. They just drive past and he goes, there, we'll do it there. Yeah.
Bob's Country Bunker.
Yeah.
Which, again, it's interesting, the sort of politics of this movie, right? Where it is quietly in the background of things trying to articulate a, like, racially inclusive and strangely Catholic progressivism, where you've got, like, pictures of JFK and the Pope and MLK and Malcolm X up on everybody's wall. And then oppositional to that, you have Bob's Country Bunker, right? So it's like the chuds in this time were very real to them and oppositional to them. And this is where we get one of the other jokes of all time, which is they go, what kind of music do you play in here? And the one of the bars says, oh, we got both kinds. We got country and Western.
That was the joke that you posted about in the group chat, wasn't it? That was the first joke.
No, it wasn't actually. No.
Okay.
We still haven't gotten to the thing that I counted as the first joke.
I was going to say, I thought that was it. I was like,
but I'd say that's close.
That's funny.
That's it. Fine. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'll give it a third
country
joke.
Country and Western. Yeah. Funny.
This is like trying to get like a sort of A comedy movie dissected by Russian war bloggers. It's like, yeah, you can get the thing described, I guess, but
And
it's
what
not.
Did, and what did you mean by that? Was that funny to you?
Yeah.
What about it was funny?
Jesus
Where was the core of the
Christ. Yeah, I've had colonoscopies with more comic sensibility.
I just wasn't amused. I guess
sorry,
it just didn't make me
sure.
laugh. There's only 2 moments that made me laugh in the whole movie. We haven't got to one of them yet.
I'm gonna go on strike for like the next movie that you pick and just describe things that happen and just be like, yeah, which I guess you could say was entertaining. Not for me,
I
though.
guess it was a visual art form. I don't know what image followed the other, but I know what they were talking.
Yeah. Oh, I saw probably like seconds of this footage, and certainly I've experienced it now.
Yeah, maybe I was in a bad mood after this. Maybe I was tired or something, but no, I didn't laugh.
This is what I'm saying. This is why you need the crystals.
You said you'd rather consume this movie as TikToks. Like that's the most brutal thing I've ever heard.
I would just watch the musical numbers on TikTok or on YouTube or something, and then I could cut out like 90 minutes of it. The rest of it, no.
Oh my god. Yeah,
my
sure.
God,
I
I
guess.
gotta get in between the Green Book clips.
But so the deal is that this place, it's kind of like the bar from
This
Green
is funny.
Room.
This is funny. They try to
It's bad
play
vibes.
like Blues
Yeah.
Brothers shit, and everyone in the bar is like, "Sorry, we're a sort of a cowboy bar. Do you want to try that?" And they're throwing bottles at the chicken wire coating the stage.
Yeah, they're trying to do like the coolest shit in the world, and the guy's like, that ain't no Hank Williams song. And so in desperation, under this rain of beer bottles, they go, hey, you guys remember the theme from Municipal Roundup?
Yeah,
And
we just play Rawhide over and over again.
The theme
love it.
from Municipal Roundup from No Gods No Manners. Yeah,
The Municipal Roundup.
I love the joke of that them liking it because they're loving it means them throwing fewer bottles, not no bottles.
I wrote that down.
Yeah,
Bottles now aimed to days only. Real-time audience feedback. I think they're liking this.
The bottle meter is decreasing, yeah.
They do sometimes. It's hard to be a woman. And we see that like chuds, there's a chud rapper like weeping into his beer. There's a couple kissing, and it's like, oh, okay, these might be like stupid racists, but music moves them
Music
as well.
is
They
so
just have their
important.
own forms of it.
Yeah.
Music is so important.
Music is fucking important.
So they get off stage, and
Yeah.
they have
get
to
off
make
stage.
$5,000 to save the orphanage. They made $200 and drank $300 worth of beer.
Yeah, and Elwood is like,
Yeah.
oh, they kind of forgot to make us pay for the first beer, so I thought that they were free. And the
All
guy
the
goes,
beers are free. Yeah.
no. I'd like $100 from you, please.
This is your real sort of like touring musician feels here. At which point, the Winnebago with the real band who were supposed to play the good old boys.
The good old
shows up.
boys.
They're drinking whiskey and rye, I hear. But they turn up and they're like, oh, we're the real band. And the Blues Brothers are
Charles
like,
Napier.
shit, cheese it. So they're making more enemies. So you can be like, oh, okay, the final chase sequence will also include a Winnebago full of like hicks with guns. I get it. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And again,
And they chase after them and they crash into the same cops from before who are still like, ooh, we're going to get those Blues Brothers.
Americans in the 70s loved a comedy car crash.
Right
Loved it.
away, they're
Couldn't
like,
get enough.
Yeah.
Like, we need the money, and Jake is like, okay, I'll go tell the boys that I'll get the boys to kick something in. He goes straight out and goes, hey, they're asking for money. You better get the fuck out of here right now. And then tries to play them off against each other as a union guy. He like can confuse them for a second, but then, as you say, it collapses.
Yeah,
and
there's a whole Belushi
have
bit
to run
here.
away.
It's yeah.
I wrote the good old boys have joined the hunt, and then 2.5 seconds later, I wrote the good old boys have been waylaid because they
They have left
immediately
the hunt.
the good old boys have
Yeah.
abandoned the hunt. Immediately crash into a cop car and fall over.
So they go
They
to see.
really flip that Winnebago on its side too, which is fun.
Yeah, again, it's all practical. They had to do all of these things. Like that, everyone showed up.
For a long time, this movie held the record for number of cars destroyed in production until it was mogged
believe it.
by, amongst others, every Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, you gotta believe it.
Of course.
Gotta believe it.
Which way worse. But so they go and see the promoter that owes them a favor, Maury Sline. And he agrees under the threat of blackmail to book them this huge venue, but they have to fill it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all wearing
towels. This is the
towels.
first moment in the movie that
This was
I
the
laughed.
joke? Okay, this is funny.
Because
Yeah.
This was the joke. Because we see the Blues Brothers talking to Maurice, and they're like wearing towels and nothing else except their sunglasses and their hats.
Mhm.
They're in a sauna together, yeah.
When they get the agreement, they go, all right, let's go, boys. And we cut to the wide, and the entire band is in the sauna, and they're also wearing sunglasses and hats. That's funny. I was like, okay, There we go. 90 minutes in, I've laughed for the first time.
Okay, so grading on a curve, you would say that this was funny, and I'll take that as a victory.
This is a good bit. This is a really good bit.
The second joke comes 3 minutes later, though, because we see that all their friends, including Curtis, like recruit people to help publicize the gig. They get like the kids from the orphanage to go and hand out posters. We cut back to the music shop. Ray Charles hangs a poster for the Blues Brothers gig. The poster's upside down. That's joke number 2. I was like, okay, here we go.
Putting this on the poster for the Blues Brothers is funny, Abigail Thorne.
Yes.
It's like putting the 2 stars in the middle of the...
Yeah. So they do this montage. And then in the course of driving around with a massive sort of like megaphone mounted on the top of the thing, the Bluesmobile, they run out of gas. And I am a woman with the planning type of OCD, so I get nervous in real life about them being late to the show because there's something wrong with me.
I do want to highlight one of the ways in which they advertise is that it's written on like a truck stop bathroom, and we see that some of the good old boys going to piss, and there's like in the graffiti is a picture of the 2 Blues Brothers, and it says Blues Brothers tonight, that's funny. That is good.
Good.
The Palace Hotel ballroom.
Yeah, we get a little cameo from Twiggy, who shows up in a Jaguar E-Type, and Elwood.
Yeah, if you know who Twiggy is, I bet that's great. I didn't. I had to look up who British Jaguar lady in the movie was, and so that's why I didn't get this big. But she turns up.
Elwood hits on her in a really clumsy way, and it's like, "Hey, do you want to meet me at a motel?"
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, tonight at midnight.
It's like there's a motel, you can meet me at midnight. Yeah.
But so they're getting later and later, and they're filling time at the auditorium, which is now full. There is another real sort of like touring musician or podcast live show moment here where the band is like, what can they be doing? And it smash cuts to them in a fucking drainage tunnel for some reason.
This is what it's like, man.
Yeah.
Having done the live shows, it's just like...
Sometimes the live show starts an hour and a half late, and it's because one of us is in a fucking drainage tunnel, you know? Don't worry about it. Because the cops are onto them.
The cops are onto them. And so at this point, because they're late, they have to send Curtis on to open the show. And at this point, what should be happening is the character of Curtis should be singing a song that brings his arc in the movie as the B character to an end. We should see how he's changed or how he's grown, or him reflecting on having been the mentor to these younger guys or whatever. But instead, we get Cab Calloway, very talented singer, doing Minnie the Moocher. And I'm just like, why this song in particular?
Literal coolest shit ever. Like, guy
how
who
is this
does
advancing the story? How is it telling me anything about the character? It's not.
Why does it need to? Why does it need to? You have too rigid a conception of these things.
Because it's a movie. Because it is a film that tells us a story instead of just a series of music videos. Why is this a film and not just a filmed concert?
Why do you need to be told a story? I'm gonna make you.
Because it's a fucking movie.
My next pick for bonus
episode.
This isn't
the Taylor Swift Eras concert video. Like, I want, tell me a fucking story, assholes. Don't waste my fucking time.
My next bonus pick is the 750-hour installation film about global logistics, right?
Not fucking doing the 700-hour movie about global logistics. We aren't doing it.
Why not? It compresses down into the same number of TikToks.
My next pick is Abel Gantz's Napoleon, all right? Let's sit here and do some fucking movies.
Hell fucking yeah. Hell yeah.
Movie.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What is the...
They put it in the movie.
They put it in the movie because it rules, and it does rule.
Because it communicates something.
It communicates that Cab Calloway is a powerful wizard who is able to sustain the illusion in front of an entire auditorium that he has changed into an all-white tuxedo, and the Blues Brothers band have formed into sort of like a big band with like podiums.
This is something that is very funny because they are just talking to each other, and the curtains open, and immediately they're all in costume. Like it cuts straight to it.
Yeah, powerful wizard. Don't know what else to tell you.
Music is important. That's all I've got.
The cops who are surrounding the auditorium are kind of getting into it as well. Like, so even the cops love
John
music.
Candy's taken a seat.
Yeah. John Candy's like, wait, we haven't heard these boys sing. Let them do the gig.
Let's see what the Blues Brothers can do.
And when they do turn up, they sing "Everybody Needs Somebody," which that's a good choice of that song because it ties into your theme, which is everyone is united by music, everyone's brought together. You see, it's so frustrating because there are like little points where the movie can do it, but overall it fails. Again, quite like James Bond in that way.
I'm just going to note that Dan Aykroyd, incredible dancer.
Really good. Nice
He's doing great. Yeah,
also
real great physicality.
as far as the making of goes, so John Belushi, I have to emphasize how much cocaine he was on. This is him sort of like at the peak of the thing that's about to become a very precipitous decline. It was the movie where he like admitted he had a coke addiction for one thing. But partially because he was like so worshipped in Chicago. It's why it's a Chicago movie. There's a bit in the oral history about him getting cop cars like taxis, right? Because the cops would recognize him and just be like, yeah, sure, get in the back. But before filming this scene, and we can say maybe that this was a sort of pharmaceutically influenced decision, he saw a kid go past him on a skateboard and went, hey kid, let me ride that skateboard. Rode the skateboard, fell off the skateboard, fucked up his knee super, super bad. And so they had to get the best knee surgeon in Los Angeles and maybe in America, maybe in the world to like, in a real sort of like the kid stays in the picture era of Hollywood filmmaking, be like, no, John Belushi is going to do this scene and he's going to do backflips and you do whatever you have to do medically, but he has to do them. And I don't know what they did to that guy because he does the backflips. Idea.
He does the backflips. He fucking backflips in this.
Yeah, absolutely insane. That like at the sort of top of comedy in the sort of film industry and TV in the US, it's just like, yeah, you have to do like sort of figure skating level tolls on the body. Like you are kind of like the fattest possible Olympic athlete. Like I don't.
Yeah. Well, you have to train for 6 months for the stunt team. Yeah.
Noteworthy only in as much as I've had one of these. John Candy and the whole boys order several orange whips. I made an orange whip once by way of binging with Babish. It was fine. Pretty good.
Orange whip?
Cool.
Then they get pulled out back. And a guy who
a record studio exec.
Clarion Records president goes, hey, I'm the president of Clarion Records. Would you like £10,000? He says it in dollars.
And the secret way out past the cops.
Yeah, exactly. So they take the secret way out past the cops, leaving half the money for the band, and run directly into Carrie Fisher, who does not hesitate to let it bark. Right?
No, she does not.
Love to see Carrie Fisher. I was like, oh shit, Carrie Fisher. Okay,
and we finally figure out what the fuck her deal is. She was left at the altar by Jake. Yeah. And she's also mobbed up. She's like the mob wife you could have had. But he left her. So she's going to kill him.
Three things.
Yeah. And Volcel.
Yeah, she is absolutely femcel. She's like, I stayed celibate for you. And so, yeah, I think... Listen.
Is it funny? Tell me how it's funny. Just explain to me, just from first principles, how it's funny.
Okay, it's kind of funny to have fumbled Carrie Fisher, but it's really funny to immediately get so pathetic with it.
Yeah, it is.
She wants really to take you back, like begging on your knees.
Because he immediately, instead of like trying to persuade her, he just drops to both knees and goes, "I'm sorry, I fucked up. I had a headache. Like the sun was in my eyes. You know, like I had a car I needed to take back that day. I fucked up. Please forgive me." That's funny.
Me with any of my exes. Also, the one time we see the like cool break. It's the one time we see his eyes.
He takes the sunglasses off, and that's what ultimately moves her to be like, oh.
He yells, locusts at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she falls back in love with him, and he picks her up and like immediately drops her again.
And just runs away again.
Yeah, drops her in the mud, and they just run
It's all about
past
the
her.
chase.
Mm.
It's all about the chase for Juliet, Jake.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what the blues are all about.
Yeah. Speaking of the chase, at this point we get the big chase sequence.
Yeah, we do the
where
line
everyone
from the movie.
is
Really good.
chasing them.
I love a good chase sequence.
Yeah.
This is a good chase sequence. They filmed all the
Fantastic.
cars. They didn't have computers yet, so they
Yeah.
had to film all the cars. Hey, love that.
This is the blueprint for Infinity Cops.
Mm-hmm.
As far as bloating goes, right, I think incidentally putting one of the best chase scenes ever filmed in the back of your musical is a baffling decision.
Yeah, very odd. But again, good to watch this scene clipped out of context on YouTube.
Yeah, because
That's an impressive technical feat, you know?
Infinity, yeah, it is true. Technically, the cars do move, and that's wild. No, they have Infinity cop cars. They do really good stunts. They jump the fucking
Yeah, stunts are
Zenigata
great.
cops
November
and John
and
they've got-
Candy
This is
into
good.
They've
the
got
back of a
horses.
truck. The enemy of the
Yeah.
cops.
Yeah, the good old boys, they've glued down their accelerator pedal or their brake or something, so it doesn't stop, and they like crash through a pier into the water, and it's all done
Yeah.
practically. It's good.
And this is also where we get to rename a bit of the scum system, because we used to call it unprovoked violence, but now because of the police dispatcher saying a very sort of like matter of fact
he says
tone,
this.
Use of unnecessary violence in the apprehension of the Blues Brothers has been approved.
fantastic. It's unnecessary violence now.
Unnecessary. Absolutely.
Which is better.
Absolutely.
The Nazis are here. The
Change
fucking
of
good old
fucking
boys are
notes.
here. The cops are here. We get a blink and you'll miss it thing where they cut to the motel and Twiggy's waiting outside it, frustrated because Dan
Really
Aykroyd never
good.
turned up, which
Really
is
good.
kind of funny.
Really good.
Chicago is the greatest city in the world, because where else would make their cops look like assholes this fulsomely, like with the cooperation of the Chicago Police Department?
There's a bit where like 40 cop cars just all crash into each
Yeah.
other, and it's not clear why. Like,
Also, all the cops are wearing on their sleeves the flag of Chicago, which is blue and white stripes and 4 stars, which if you just look at it quickly, kind of looks like they're wearing the flag of Mega Israel.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
yeah.
I tend to view this
so.
as like, this is attempted Xenogasification, right? Not in the in the sort of later sense, right, where the cops become a liquid, right? And here it's like the cops refuse to become a liquid. They become like, they're still awkward solids crashing into each other, right? And that's funny. We get the Nazis chasing them. You get another visual gag of the white power bumper stickers on the AMC Gremlin.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Blues Brothers, the Bluesmobile can defy gravity.
Yes, it can. Yeah.
We don't really like need to get
It's
into
very
that
Monty
necessarily.
Python. Monty Python this moment.
Almost every shot, by the way, is like Chicago is a city in the United States of America, and you can go to it, and it's got buildings in it. Like it's all like fucking visit Chicago, like Chicago skyline.
Yeah.
The L train. Blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
like that they treat the Nazis with such contempt, and that like they swerve out of the way. The Nazis are doing an impossible flip in the gravity-defying Bluesmobile, and then the Nazis drive off this like impossibly high, unfinished freeway and like fall into a hole in the ground and die. It reminds me of the moment in The People's Joker where Lorne Michaels slips on a banana peel, falls out of his clothes, and just dies. Because it's like, we don't give a shit about these characters, so we don't really need to care about how they leave the movie. But they fuck them, they die, and I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, that's fun.
Stuff that's in dialogue with SNL. Yeah. I love that it's a jump cut to a completely anachronistic and unexplained like dropping the Nazi car from a crane that is too high to like work
It's just so
topographically.
fucking high. It's
quite Monty Python,
high.
Yeah.
Cards on the table. I really did love the chase scene. Like, this is all fantastic.
Yeah,
all of the
yeah,
10,000 Chicago cop cars all crashed. Everyone stood on top of them with their double guns. Great. Do not like that as the Nazis are falling to their death, there is a gay joke. One of them turns to the other and goes, "I've always loved you." Just cut that. Just cut that.
I did
just
laugh.
cut
They're already
is
Nazis.
The problem. I did
I
laugh
laugh
at that,
because I
but-
believe in love, but I think that it was put into this movie as a gay joke.
Yeah,
no, 100%.
I think it was too. Yeah.
Yeah, but so they sort of drive through downtown Chicago. There's a bit like there's one shot with like a camera on the bumper that I think stands up to like anything, like bullet.
Yeah,
You're actually
they
so
really
right.
put
Like,
the cameras on the cars and like really drove them fast, and that's cool. It's
fantastic.
Cool.
So they finally arrive at the like city offices. And the Bluesmobile has
This is
legit
good.
pathos.
This
I'm
is
sorry,
funny.
it just does. Like I've used this as an analogy so many times. The Bluesmobile gets them to their destination, and then every part of it falls off.
Really
it's a fun
funny.
button on the end of the
Laugh my
chase sequence
ass
too.
off.
It just falls apart like a Lego
the
car.
whole thing,
It's cool.
like the car falls in half. Like it just, however they did it, fantastic. And it cuts to the two. There are two statues either side of the building, but it's just like two big muscular guys like thinking, and it cuts to pictures of their faces for a second. Just really good, really funny.
So now on foot, the cops become liquid. And this
the army are here.
There's millions of fucking cops trying to
the
get
army
us to
shows
this
up.
building.
The SWAT team show up in like a sort of 80s SWAT team level of militarization. They're going like hut like a football team.
Perfect.
Which we should make them do this. If you're
They
gonna
should say
have to
hut.
have SWAT teams, you have to make them do this, I think.
I think any suitably large group of men should have to say hut, 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 hut the whole time. Just like, I don't know, 10 or more. Let's say
Absolutely.
12 is the number, and then you have to start saying hut. Any circumstance.
They race up to the thing, barricading every door behind them as the cops force their way through it, and they get to the office where Steven Spielberg, looking alarmingly like one of the guys from We're Scientists, in a cameo,
God damn it. Wow, that's perfect.
Takes the thing, files the taxes, and then we get a perfect "what opinion will have you like this" react.
Yeah, the John Wick shot. Yeah,
There's like 10,000
every cop and like
cops,
soldier,
military
guns
police,
pointed,
riot police in the same room, guns pointed.
This
That's
is whimsical.
funny.
This is fantastic.
It's like, it's like I'm so close. I'm with Abby, right? Like there are some jokes here, and it just needed some compressing in the middle to get us to this end sequence that is perfect, faster. They drag their feet a lot in the second act.
I think you need to make room for like joy in your heart, and so they all go to jail, but they go to jail with the band.
I have plenty of room for joy in my heart. It's just that this film, it supplied me joy, but in a kind of like huge bowl of dog shit. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to go through the movie to pick out the bits that are fun.
I mean,
just cut the bits that aren't fun.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the shit that I didn't like. Give me a fucking...
It's the pacing. It's the pacing that is off. It's the scene-to-scene editing that is off.
Have you considered, though, that it's worth it for the bits that are good?
I could fix this movie in an afternoon with Premiere Pro. Just...
Okay. But so they're in prison.
But they go to prison. They sing Jailhouse Rock in the prison.
Hubristic.
Yeah.
They do
the shot of the
Rock
one prison guard like getting into it is important to me.
Yeah.
It is.
Music brings everyone together.
Yeah. And as we do the credits, we get little solos from each of the musicians so that you know who each of the musicians are, so that you can go and look them up and change your taste in music forever.
So that you can go like, that guy played a lot of guitar. You can look it up.
That's why they call them guitar.
Yeah.
They call them heroes.
And that's the Blues Brothers.
That's the Blues Brothers, baby.
What does that have to say about masculinity?
That it's fun to hang out with your boys. That it's nice to play music.
That you can make the hat work, a dangerous thing to tell any young man.
You can, yeah.
If you have the capacity to do so, start a band right now. Just have fun playing music with your fucking friends. It is genuinely the funnest thing in the entire universe.
There you go. Start something creative with your friends, which I think we support that stance.
Definitely,
you can always drive your car into anywhere.
Don't encourage them, Jeremy. You know, like abso-fucking-lutely.
Encourage them, yeah.
It's not only allowed but actually good to like black people and black music. That's something that says about masculinity. I do want to say, part of the reason why this movie was like a huge success, even though it went catastrophically over budget and was impossible to make. But when it came out, the distributors were like, "This is we are going to be extremely racist about the distribution of this." Like, cinema owners refused to show it in white neighborhoods.
Come on.
In 1980?
Yeah, on the basis that they thought that the only people who would go and see it would be black, and explicitly said they didn't want them to come to cinemas in white neighborhoods.
No good. No
That's
good.
disgusting.
The thing is as well,
racism. Shit.
Yeah, this movie came out on the heels of, like, you know, Disco Demolition and that whole backlash, right? Like, all of the musicians in this movie, like even Aretha Franklin or Ray Charles, were like, their careers were kind of foundering a bit. And so it was like a huge shot in the arm for soul music, for rhythm and blues, for jazz even, and like, so it was hugely impactful in that sense. And I think that's an unalloyed positive of letting Dan Aykroyd make a movie about his special interest.
Yeah, that's nice.
I also like that someone in makeup was named Shotgun Britain, and it's a cool name.
That is a cool name.
But we don't have to be subjective about this, because we have a newly rechristened science-based system.
Yeah,
it's
baby.
still called the SCUM system. It stands for SMUM, cultural insensitivity, unnecessary violence, and misogyny on a scale of 0 to 7. How smarmy is the Blues Brothers?
Well,
I'm willing for this to be high.
It's obviously maximally smarmy. The point of it is to be so.
Yeah.
It's not a failing of the movie. It's just a fact. This is a very smarmy film. It's very pleased with itself.
It is a sincere movie, though, and that's one of the things I like about it, is that it's sincere about its love for music as a physical medium that people make together. So I think I'm going to give it a lot, but I'm going to take some back too. I could see 7, 6. I could be kind. I could say 6.
I think
7?
it would be slightly. I think it's 7, and I say that positively.
Yes.
Right. Like,
yeah, I'm not going to get punitive, and you could even see taking some points off for the sincerity, but 7 I think starts the conversation.
Yeah, I'm not here to argue it's like a low S movie. I'm here to argue it's a good movie. Something which I do not feel I've succeeded at. Cultural insensitivity. Cultural insensitivity, I mean, it's pretty clearly an America A movie that has like a really sort of like set idea. It has a real contempt for Nazis and chuds. And
racism.
cops, which I appreciate. Like, it says in the ending that being a cop or a prison guard is something that requires you to deny something fundamental about your humanity, which is hearing some cool music and going, yo, that shit whips. So I think that's got to be really low, right? Like,
gonna give it 1 for the gay joke, but other than that,
that's reasonable. That's absolutely reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely.
1
I'm happy with.
Unnecessary violence. I mean, it's really
all kind of comedic, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all in kind of slapstick, good fun.
It's so low that like we have new like forms of unnecessary violence that have developed in real life since it came out that make it implausible now. Like that, in that sense, it's from a slightly more innocent time, which is crazy because you're playing with some stuff that could be quite dark. You've got chuds chasing them down the road, shooting at them right in the middle of the night in the backwoods. That's potentially pretty scary, but they don't engage with it on that level, and so it's got to be like a 1, I guess, right? Like,
I could give it a 1.
And then misogyny. So women are not really people. In this, certainly women aren't musicians apart from Aretha Franklin, who plays no further part in proceedings after one thing. That's pretty bad.
I wanted the nun to have a song. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, like, if only you could imagine such a thing as a singing nun. Ridiculous. I'm going to nun-based
What does that even
music.
sound like? What does that even
fuck out of
here?
No.
Some kind of sister act?
No.
No. So it's almost just like a mission. It's like 2 or 3, you know?
Yeah, I mean, part of the joke with Carrie Fisher is Jake treating her like shit. And the joke there is that Jake is a bad person, but it doesn't impinge on his coolness. So it's kind of trying to have it both ways.
Yeah, and the message is like, music brings everyone together. Music is entirely performed by men, apart from Aretha Franklin. It's like,
yeah. I think that
3?
comes in at like a 2 or a 3,
3?
I'll hit 3, yeah.
Okay. That gives it a total score of 12, which is pretty respectable. It's as bad as Fast and Furious 1, which I feel is...
that wounds me to hear.
That's a real shame to
I
hear.
feel it's like 12 is a good score on this show. It really is.
It is.
Like,
That is low. It's nearly single figure.
It's pretty good.
I mean...
Yeah. It's worse than Blue Collar, but it's better than almost all of the Fast and Furious movies.
That's
so
right.
There you go.
I mean, all I can really say is that I enjoyed watching this. I think the listener will as well. See which of us they are bodying in the comments, basically, is my response to this.
Listeners, I would say watch the musical numbers of the car chase on YouTube, skip the rest. Save yourself 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Watch the car. Hey, genuinely do watch the car chase. It's really fun.
Yeah, watch the car chase. Great.
Watch the car chase for real.
Check out the Blues Brothers, but try to be 15 years old when you do it. Either
Yeah,
energetically
I would
or
say
literally,
so.
just try to be in a position where this is gonna like hit you at a reasonable age.
Show your like kid the Blues Brothers.
Exactly.
And yeah, I guess rewatch the Blues Brothers, because a lot of people I know absolutely love this movie, and I think it's on that basis, right? It's kind of a nostalgic thing. So yeah, if you're on the fence about this, but you saw this like, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago or whatever, go and rewatch it now, because it's still funny. This has been Kill James Bond, but we also have a Patreon feed where you can listen to us talk about movies that we pick. And whose turn is it next?
Last bonus episode was, of course, Titan. The next bonus episode is mine, and I think truck season. I think we've done The Wages of Fear. We've done Ice Cold and Dead Name. Why not sit down and do William Friedkin's Sorcerer?
Ooh.
Why not take another adaptation of The Wages of Fear?
Amazing.
Ooh, okay. Never seen it, but all right.
I'll be very interested to sort of compare and contrast, and hopefully so will you in the audience.
A movie that should have banged, but Star Wars ate its entire fucking breakfast in the box office.
Oh.
But a bastard.
What's our next mainline episode going to be?
That's a great question.
There is a Blues Brothers sequel, but I guess we're not doing that.
I sort of want to see if we can get my colleagues from Well There's Your Problem on to talk about the taking of Pelham 123.
That would be splendid.
That
would be splendid. That's on the list. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love it.
Cool.
Amazing. Well, we'll see if we can't arrange that. And if not, there'll be something else, but we will do that eventually. That's been high on my list for a long, long time as a heist movie. So keep your ears peeled for that, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to yet another episode of Kill James Bond. You made it through. It wasn't that bad. Hey, if you're really angry at us, don't scroll into the comments and tell us. I don't want to hear about it. I'm not interested. I didn't watch any of the Saturday Night Live stuff. How am I supposed to know anything about the Blues Brothers? The car fall apart. Okay. Our next episode in 2 weeks' time is the taking of Pelham 123. If that is simply too long for you to wait, then you can head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/killjamesbond, all one word, and sign up today for as little as £5 a month. And our next bonus episode, but will be next week on the Patreon, is William Friedkin's Sorcerer. And speaking, of course, of our beautiful Patreon supporters, we will be nothing without our £15 and above Patreon supporters. And those are Lo Bjornsdotter, Fenris Mayday, Candy Fox, No Name, Elspeth Hunt, Jordan Gammy, Nick Boris, Frankenstein, Hannah Oberhart, Gay Little Police Siren Dying, George Rohack, the Canadian Socialist Rifle Association is a fun and engaging place for Canadians who remember Devon's promise. Drone Lover, Yarek, Live Free or Cry, Labor Delenda Est, and your top rated owner operator, Strong Goose, Vindication, Mertzleg Ear. Ian is on a mission from Pod, Trip, Carl S, Saiga, Joseph Soche, Willie Shinmeyer, Less Tired Therapist, Max Germainhard, Harrison Fuller, Olivia Alexandra wants to know the collective noun for sword lesbians is polyarmory. Bananalog, Gamahoosh Enthusiast. I might have gotten that wrong. Library Hitman, Kill James 1 Highlights, Jack Drummond, The Project, Giganto 234, April, Femme Butcher, Lydia Venerating the Vehicular Pantheon, Panoptigoth, My Pet Dog Brint Scooper, Reese without an E, brackets non-royally, Future Boy, Guinevere, Meat Popsicle, Cayenne, Belladonna Defiant Gender Disaster, Kay may be getting her orky soon, Rhododendron, Molly Powerslide, Danielle, Dr. Mrs. the Gay Rat, my friends Abigail, Thorne, and Devon. Chris Roth, Saturdays, Claire, Staz, Maid Victoria Roth turned in her badge and laptop. Clocky Galadriel, Athena V. Cakeadon, People's Pillow Princess, Robert De Niro in Heat, and I'm sorry. It's okay, Robert De Niro in Heat. It's okay. Ashley, full name time, Joris Uwu, Anhedonia, a silly Canadian creature, Liz Rossi, Science Daddy, Arizona, Frog Strangler, Claire Baker, 6 sheep, sip, 6 ship, fuck, god damn it. I didn't misread that, they wrote it that way. The explanation too. Vita Braver, Silly Vixen, penile sparing vaginoplasty available now, Gender Swap, Ray, Annie Hong Kong Ruby, Parasocial Butterfly, On a Mission from God. Da-dee-da-da. Ben Ross, Lady Houndstooth, 623, Chimps with a Sword, Anya, They Nanigan, Lady Ariane, Clarification, Alex, Clairvoyance, Sengshen, Wolfscott, Noblesse, Oblahai, Isopod Gal, Connor's Cool Big Sister, Delta, Liz and Ash at the University of Florida, Obsidian Polymer, Loz Pycock, Turfs Eat Shit and Die Alone, Abigail, enough trans head cannons to be an artillery battery, Garrier, Miss Angela Ailis, Knuckle Tats that say Gend, 2 exclamation points also. Robert, no, exclamation point and a question mark. Robert Greensmith, the Duck Whisperer. You'd think it's easy to remember to update your name for the bit, but... Zoe Shepherd, Philippa is still catching up with KJB, Cassandra, Al Irwin, Mega B, Harriet McAvoy, Talkative, Tiger, Emily Queen of Sloths, Josh Simmons. What up? Seagulls outside. Lauren Bastin, Charlotte the D, Sonia the Y. And that's everybody. Thank you so much for supporting our show. Kill James Bond is November, Abigail, and Devon. Our producer is the one from Miss Nick Thay. Our podcast art is by John DeLuca. We are edited by the incorrigible Sam Marderosian. The website's by Tom Allen. Yeah, what he said.